But just like sort of lift it a little bit, you know, get behind it. I think we have faith here. You guys are going to have a good day today, and just have a really lovely time. If you find something funny, laugh. If you don't find something funny, just keep your mouth shut. You know what I mean? Or just pretend to enjoy yourself anyway, okay? We're all here to do exactly what I said. We are all here to make you laugh, okay? It is a comedy show. 2026 though, you know, the last decade in fact, it's got a bit tougher out there. The landscape's changed in comedy. People seem to take what comedians say quite literally, and they get themselves in a bit of a twist. Their knickers get in a flap and they get a bit offended, alright? Now, none of us are interested in doing that, you know, yeah, get over yourselves. You guys are, I mean, you guys pretty much fucking invented offence, so, you know, we're all here. I wasn't even meant to swear, but we're going to do it now, no. So we're going to be alright, okay? We just want to make you guys laugh and send you out in the day with a nice feeling in your heart. So you up for that, my friends? Yeah? Great. Fantastic. But, I mean, if you do find yourself getting offended by anything anyone says today, I mean, that's kind of your fault. So, maybe comedy's not your thing, you know? Stick with the knitting, love. Anyway, here we are. But we are all here to live life in colour. And you guys there's some colourful people here with leis on. This is good. It looks like you've been to the New Orleans Mardi Gras. And you guys have just been making out with everyone in the street. Fantastic stuff. We've got the loose women in the row there. If anyone's a little bit lonely, we can get a bit of a pash after the show. That'll be fantastic. Well, you guys, I'm jealous of you guys. I can't wait to get to your age. You've got your whole lives ahead of you now, you know. Your family have all moved out. They don't talk to you. That sounds heavenly. My dad's 83. He's living his life in colour whilst he's spending my inheritance. He's having a fantastic time. Travelling all over the show. You love to travel now, love? Yeah, of course you do. It's great, isn't it? I was just trying to clear out my WhatsApp the other day. Because I noticed there's got a lot of unread messages in there because I don't keep up to date with it. Who's got WhatsApp, by the way? Yeah. I discovered that my father, like I said, he's 83. He created a WhatsApp group back in 2017 when he went on an overseas holiday and he wanted to stay in touch with me. He didn't let me know that this WhatsApp group existed, and so I just discovered this one last week. In fact, and this is what I found, the notifications in this WhatsApp group that he created sell the sweetest, saddest story. It's up there with Hemingway's For Sale Baby Shoes Never Worn, right? This is what I discovered. This is a real thing, by the way. This is a real thing. It says, 18th of May, 2017, Dad created group family. Oh. Dad added you. Hello. You're now an admin. Dad left. What is this, Dad? Is that a cryptic hidden will? Like, is this your last will and testament? I'm the sole beneficiary of a WhatsApp group. I don't know what to do with that, you're mental. Anyway. How was your holiday? I didn't even know you went overseas. Right. We don't talk. Anyway. But it's going to be a lot of fun, folks. We've done a lot of these. In fact, I did the Seniors Comedy Festival show at the Town Hall on Tuesday morning in Sydney. That was amazing. And prior to that, the day before, the morning before that, did one out in Penrith as well. And yeah, so it's nice to see some people with teeth here. And so it's good. We're doing well. I like doing these shows, you know, they're fun. You guys are let loose now. You know, like I said, you got your whole lives ahead of you. Whatever that is. But I did one of these shows years ago, actually, just after the first lockdowns lifted in Sydney. Do you guys remember when the world ended? Do you guys remember COVID? Did that even affect you down here? Did you have to stay inside? For what, like a minute? And then those about it? We were stuck inside for about 4 months there, and when we came out of it, we weren't allowed to gig in Sydney at all. Not at all. Gladys said that it wasn't safe, in fact. So she was encouraging us to go and gig in small country towns because she said that was a lot safer. Yeah. I grew up in a small country town of less than 1,000 people. It's not. So, yeah, there's a reason that farmer wants a wife. You know what I mean? So, just saying. So as I said, I had about 4 months off the tools, but I ended up booking one of these showcases. We went deep out of Sydney too. We went west. We ended up in the town of Griffith. Does anyone know that one? Yeah? Oh, you were all on day release? All right, so fantastic. I didn't know anything about Griffith before I went. I Googled it. All it says on Wikipedia is apparently the same person who designed Griffith also designed Canberra. Did you know that? Yeah. So I was like, oh, well, who doesn't love a roundabout? Let's go, right? But Griffith is nothing like Canberra, is it? No. Apparently it's a little bit more shooty, a berry. And, well, look, there is no warning on TripAdvisor for that one, you know? You don't just open your phone, it goes, don't, run, you know? But look, I don't want to pick on small towns, like I said, I grew up in one, but I think it's a pretty fair indication of how an evening of comedy is going to transpire. When you as a comedian call out to a half-empty theatre of about 200 Griffithians, you're just like, oh, g'day Griffith. Where's the rest of your townsfolk? And one guy just stands up the back and responds with, fucking in jail. So start the van, you know what I mean? We're safe here, Ulladulla, aren't we? We're going to be alright. We gave you plastic cups, no one can glass us in this venue. It's all going to be good, but we are going to have a fantastic showcase. I think we're ready to do it too. I think we're nicely warmed up. We're going to start and bring on our first act, my friends. Yeah, you want to do this? Yeah? Far out, you do. That's right. Let's give the applause going over this side there, over this side. Bring it together. A bit of whooping here, please. Bit of cheering. Who can whistle loudly? Let's go, everybody. There you go. Get behind our first act. Please welcome to the stage, Joke Howie.
It's so good to be here. I'm so excited for starters. Give it up for Marnie. Isn't she doing such a great job? She has no clue what we're going to say. So this is all just, look at her go. It's amazing, yeah. My name's Jake. I'm in such a good mood. It's so good to be here. I'm in a particularly good mood because I have actually just flown here from an international flight. Money, yeah, very exciting. I was at a very far away exotic location. I flew in yesterday from the beautiful exotic island of Nouvelle Zealand. Thank you. Very exotic, yeah, I am from there. Any Kiwis in? One, hi. Dad? No, I'm kidding. Imagine. No, but it was very exciting. If there are any expats in the audience, you will understand this experience of how it is for me going home. I live in Sydney now, but every time I fly home, part of me is like, oh, flying, whatever, and then I get there, I'm like, oh, luggage, it's annoying. And then the minute I walk through customs and I see my mum, I just burst into tears every time. I do. And I always say to her, Mummy, I love you. And she says to me, I love you too, baby. And then I say to her, living away from me these past few years has made me realise that you are my best friend. And she responds, you're not mine. That's Jenny, you know that. Respect to Jenny. But when you live away from home, you do kind of forget what your friends and family are like sometimes. It's very weird because they keep on existing. And you go back, and I forgot that my mum is a really spiritual person. I don't know if there's any spiritual girlies in the room, but she's the kind of person who walks into the house, there's incense playing. She's always very kind of woo-woo, you know. She says things like, you know, every time we speak on the phone, she'll be like, oh, my darling, I sensed it would be you. I'm like, you called me. I'm saved in your phone, you know? But she gets spiritual, it takes nothing, literally. It will be like a gust of wind will come into the room, right? Just a gust of wind. And she'll be like, do you feel that, my darling? Yes. It's Nana. Communicating from the other side. I'm like, You left the window open. And Nana's not dead. She's sitting next to you. She can hear you. And Nana's like, what? Very exciting. I'm also, I'm a happy person. I know a lot of comedians aren't, but I'm happy. I believe in love. Ulladulla, do we believe in love in this room? Cool. Silence from this section. What's wrong? Talk to me. What's the dating scene like? Let's talk. I believe in love. I'm a true believer in love. I always have been. And I am, in fact, married. Yeah, one clap. Thank you. I saw it. I'm married, guys. Give it up. Very exciting. Been married for a while. Her name's Sarah. I'm joking. It's a man. Could you tell? Yeah, you guys are like, we could smell the Mardi Gras. Yeah. I just saw some Mardi Gras. No, I feel like people kind of get that. You guys can kind of read it, right? I feel like when I walked on stage, there wasn't one person in this room thinking, he's on the hunt for the ladies. Like, you could feel it, right? No, I'm married to a man. But the exciting thing about that is I'm married to a man from the beautiful country of Italy. There was all the ladies in the room going, whoa! Now we're talking. Yeah, very good. Any Italians in? Ciao! Come stai? Spaghetti. Okay, there's one. Are you Italian too? Are you waving to me? You're Italian? Oh, Italian. Rome. Milan. It's beautiful. But who's a fan of Italian food in this room? It is, and let me tell you something, like, it's so beautiful being a part of an Italian family, because there's a lot of stereotypes that aren't true, but one of the ones that is true, if you go to an Italian household, they will feed you. I go to my mother-in-law's house, she feeds me. I'll say something at the end of the dinner like, oh, thank you, Mama, that was really nice tuna. The next week, I'm not even kidding, she sends me a box of tuna. I'm like, next time I go, I think I'm just going to be more honest with her and be like, Mum, do you know what I really, really, really love? Money. Just wait for her to send a box of that. But it's so beautiful though, being married to Italian. He's a very beautiful man. Just the way they talk, the way they cook, everything. Even just their names are so beautiful. Do you want to hear his name? Okay. So his name is Luciano Cardellicchio. My name is Jake Howie. No. Disgusting. This is so much fun though. Are you having fun so far? Yeah, I'm so glad. This is the beauty of doing comedy, I've got to say. Like, for starters, making people happy, making people laugh. It's such a joy. But also you get to come to places that you've never been to. This is my first time here. I was at the beach this morning. It was so beautiful. And you meet new people and you never know who you're going to meet. I did a gig a few weeks ago in a town called Tamworth. Have you guys been to Tamworth? Yeah. Beautiful, yeah. I wasn't sure if I was going to be their thing. I was like, okay, let's see what the Cowboys think, you know. So I was a bit nervous. I go there, I'm like, are they going to get this? I start talking, I had the best time ever. It was so much fun. And I was like, this is awesome. It's the middle of the show, they're waiting for the headliner, feeling really good, having a beer, you know, and from behind me, I just hear someone approach me like this. I was like, oh, like my beer was doing this. Have you seen Jurassic Park? You know that scene? I was like, right. Coming right towards me was a local guy. And I'm talking like a cowboy. He had a cowboy hat. He had a buckle. He was like, if a cowboy boot was a person, this was him, okay? He was very, don't tell my heart. Like, that was his whole vibe. I was just like, oh my God. He comes right up to me, like 6'6", built like a truck, comes right up to me. I'm just going, I don't know what to do. He gets right up in my face, leans in. I don't know what to do, so I just did what felt natural, and I just kind of leaned back like, takes his hat off and he goes, mate, you're bloody funny. And then in a very Tamworth way, he followed up with, I'm not gay. I see you, sir. And I just want to say that all the wonderful gentlemen in the room, if you're ever in a situation there might be a gay guy and you approach him aggressively, take your hat off, get right up in his face and go, I'm not a gay. That sounds really gay. Ulladulla, you guys have been beautiful. I've been Jake Howie. Give it up for your next act.
Jake Howie, ladies and gentlemen. Keep the applause going for our next act, the amazing Fiona Cox.
Hello! How are you? Good? I didn't even see everybody's faces. This is so lovely. Oh man, guys, I don't want to brag. Great things are happening for me. I got called a MILF. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Does everyone know what that is? Yes, that's a mum I'd like to, won't say a bad word. I'm not a mum. But I have raised my voice in a Kmart before, so I respect the culture. I'm not a mum, but I'm at the age where all of my friends are mums, and I'm the only one who's not. All of my friends have had kids, and I'm the only one who hasn't. And everybody always wants to know, oh, you're still friends with them? Hasn't changed the friendship? No, hasn't changed the friendship at all. We still get together and gossip all of the time, except now when we get together, my friends, they just gossip about their kids. And all of my friends have had boys. So when we get together, they just gossip about their sons. And I'm like, oh, cool, gossiping about boys. This is just like old times. Like, I don't even have to change any of the things I used to say to them. They'll be like, oh, little older, he's giving me such a hard time. I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, he made me cry the other day. And I still get to say things like, well, he sounds like a jerk. You're too good for him. You should leave him. Hasn't worked yet. I reckon I'm close with one, but not yet. I don't have any kids, but I am aware of them. I'm familiar with the concept. I've got a couple of nephews myself, a couple of nephews. I love them to bits. They're 7 and 4 years old. They're great little kids. I love them, but I do have some feedback. Kids are mean. They're so mean. Give us a word if you have kids. Give us a word if you have grandkids. Yeah, the grandkids. Are they mean? The little ones? Yes, isn't this man's like, yes. He's been traumatised. They're so mean. Some of the things my nephews have said directly to my face, I will never recover from. I was at a family barbecue recently, and my older nephew, the 7-year-old, he came up to me and he says, hey, Auntie Fee, why don't you have any kids? Why don't you have a job, mate? Like, some people your age have jobs by now. I was like, oh, no, this is a real teaching moment. I'll be really diplomatic. I was like, not everybody has kids these days. There's many reasons why someone might not have any kids. Many reasons. But then my younger nephew, the 4-year-old, he chimes in and he says, is it because of your eye? I said, what's wrong with my eye? He said, it just looks funny. I still don't know which eye he was talking about because I didn't clarify in the moment. If someone says there's something wrong with your eye, ask them which one. Because now I've got a problem with both my eyes. But the worst thing about it was I then just had to hang out with him for the rest of the afternoon, just making chit chat with my bully. How's preschool, mate? It was so embarrassing. I couldn't look him in the eye. Because he asked me not to, because of my eye. Like, I do this fairly regularly, stand-up comedy a few nights a week, and people always want to know, oh, what about the hecklers? Aren't you worried about the hecklers? What's the worst heckle you've ever had? Like, to be honest with you, I don't care about hecklers. Like, yes, they can be annoying in the moment, but don't know them. I never have to see them again. I don't have to interact with them beyond the comedy. But have you ever been verbally berated by someone and then had to push them on a swing? Just, what a joy. I get a subscription dog food. Thank you for the little laugh. For my dog, not for myself. The economy's not that bad yet. We are getting there though, we're getting there. I get a subscription dog food for my dog, and this company, they sent me the weirdest email I have ever received in my life. Weirdest email. In the subject headline of the email, not even in the main body copy, subject headline, it just said, "Hey Fiona, do you let your dog see you naked?" I was like, "Why? What did he tell you?" What a weird question to ask. Do I let my dog see me naked? But also, what a weird way to word that question. Do I let my dog see me naked? Like, no, I make him. I just get out of the shower like, look at it. Okay, give us a woo who's got a dog. You've got a dog, and give us a woo if your dog has seen you naked. Yes, thank you very much. I saw this email, I felt so much shame. I was like, are we not doing this? It was a survey. I was like, I'm not answering that survey. I feel like you're going to take my dog away. Like, yes, my dog has seen me naked, but only when I'm getting changed and he just happens to be there. Like, it's not weird. I mean, it's weird when he makes eye contact, but it's like, it's not weird. Like, there's nothing wrong with getting changed in front of your dog. He doesn't even know what he's looking at. Like, I'm skinny, bony, and mostly hairless. He's probably just thinking, what the hell is wrong with that greyhound? Oh man, how am I single people? Any single people in? This is not the usual crowd. Any single ladies? Give us a woo. A couple. There's a few. It's not the normal crowd to find single people. It's normally the Friday night crowd for me. But I am single myself. I was actually dating a guy for a little while. I should not have, because he described himself as an unpublished writer. Oh yeah, who was that? Right reaction. Oh, I saw that written down on the dating app, and I was like, don't judge, Fiona. Yes, judge. Never ever date anyone who describes themselves as an unpublished writer. Here's why. When you write a book about yourself and publish it, it's called an autobiography. When you write a book about someone else and publish it, it's called a biography. When you write a book about yourself and don't publish it, it's called a diary. And if you keep a diary about someone else, it's called evidence. Alright, that is my time, Ulladulla. Thank you very much, you've been lovely.
Fiona Cox, ladies and gentlemen, Fiona Cox. Our next act is a stunning man who was runner-up GQ Man of the Year. Would you please welcome to the stage, David Peter Williams.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Great to be here. Look at this, you guys. I'm going to be honest, this isn't my usual demographic. So I think we'll both learn something from today. Good morning, widows and widowers. I like this thoroughfare down here. I should have run down here to get back on stage like it was Wheel of Fortune. We need to bring back Wheel of Fortune. That's what we need to bring back. Do you know what I mean? If Wheel of Fortune came back on, I'd go on there as a contestant, just fully pretend I'm dyslexic. Do you know what I mean? Can I have an N for Gary, please? And top dollar. I'll buy a vowel X. Thank you, guys. I'd like to solve it, please. Is it one flew over the cuckoo's necks? Okay. Your go, mate. I was out for the white goods, but I guess I'll miss out. Derek, I can see all of you here, which is, ironic, because this is probably the one crowd that I want the lights to be in. It's so nice to be here, you guys, honestly. I'm trying to be a better person. I'm not a particularly good guy, right? So I'm trying to up my goodness. And first things first, I'm spending more time with family. Fiona was talking about her nephews. I have two nieces who are the exact same age. And beautiful little girls, and I said that they were the same age. I don't know. That's how bad an uncle I am. They're that old. They're about that old, yeah. Alright, so I'm hanging out with them, and we do the usual things. We're watching animated movies. I saw Happy Feet, great quality family movie. I highly recommend it. It's about penguins, in case you didn't know. I'm glad I saw it prior to having seen that movie. I never liked penguins. I've always been like, too formal. Turns out penguins are beautiful. Who knew this? I learned this from the movie, right? Penguins are monogamous. They mate for life. They take one partner and that's it forever, which I think is quite beautiful until you watch the entire movie just going, they look exactly the same. Like, it's not hard to be monogamous when you look exactly the same as... Well, honestly, if I was a penguin and I had one too many at the pub and accidentally stumbled into the wrong igloo, I probably wouldn't know. I'd be like, Patricia? So we do all kinds of things. My brother's trying to get me to read to them a lot. They don't really like reading yet. So I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll get them to read. Yes, reading. Satan wants you to expand your mind. And I'm trying all these books, and none of them are working. None of them. Men Fox isn't working, which is crazy. She's the best, right? Until we get to the farmyard animal book, and we all know and love it. The cow goes moo, the owl goes hoot. You're like, what's going to happen next? It's real edgy of seat stuff, you know what I mean? Sort of was a bit hard to follow, but anyway. But to my great disappointment, you guys, there's never any Australian animals in these farmyard animal books, which is ridiculous. Just one Aussie animal in the middle. So when it comes to story time, the two little kids are nestled in, all like, read us a story, Uncle Davo. And it starts off pretty normal. It's all like, the cat goes, meow. The lamb goes, bah. The cockatoo goes, Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys right now. I did not expect how loud that was going to be either. And I think some of your blood pressure has just started to a dangerous kind of level, so I truly apologise for that. I truly do. That shocked me up here on stage. Anyhow, yeah, I don't like cockatoos at all. I should like them, but I don't. They look weird. They all look like they've just woken up from a terrifying nightmare. They've got bare heads. I don't like them. I don't like the way, I hate that they're up in a tree just giving it a bit of what, mate? Like, what is scaring the cockatoos all the time? What? Listen, I reckon, I've got a lot of bird jokes, you guys, right? And what I'm trying to say to you, I don't like cockatoos and their big fat grey tongues in their beaks. Have you ever been licked by a cockatoo, man? You haven't lived. It's dry and grassy. That's two qualities that you don't want in a tongue, I don't reckon. Like if someone's going to lick me later, today, ladies, just make sure you have a bit of moisture. This is the best thing I've ever done. I'm moving here. Got a lot of bird jokes. Here's something I chose for you today because I thought if anyone understands, it'll be you guys. I don't watch cricket anymore, and I'll tell you why. It's when we lost Richie Bennett. That's when I was just like, cricket's not cricket for me anymore. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if you guys can recall when Channel 9 used to play test match cricket, right? Boxing Day would come around and they'd put a big effort in, the graphics would be like and all this and all always went straight from straight to welcome back. That was a big payoff. Not a lot of people know this, but Richie wasn't allowed to ever leave that commentary booth. He just went into hibernation over winter. And then come Boxing Day, someone would just poke him with a broomstick. Welcome back, he'd be straight off it. All I want to hear in my stupid little life was Richie Benno one day, like day 4 of a test match, just get so bored, like lose his mind through boredom eventually, and just give it a bit of, bowler comes in, and bugger all happens. Well, I've only seen that one getting replayed maybe 18 or 19 times, different angles, find out exactly why bugger all happened, and then we'll probably cut to a seagull. They do that? They give you like 20 seconds of gull. Like if your sport isn't as entertaining as a seagull, I can't watch it anymore, it's no good. You guys have been amazing, thanks so much. My name's David Williams, good day and God bless.
David Williams, everybody, David Williams, one more time, make some noise! Boy, we're having fun, we're having a lot of fun. Man, give it up again for the amazing Australian interpreter. We know our set, we know what we're going to say to you, and she does not, and is doing act outs and living, embodying this way better than sometimes we do it ourselves. So, I'm just watching her side of stage going, she's amazing. Isn't she amazing? Yeah. So good. Well done. A lot of chatter about kids from us up here. I myself have children. Who had children in their lives? Yeah, look at that rousing response. Even now, they've moved out, they've got lives of their own. You're still not answering that question as if it was the greatest life decision you've ever made. You were just like, oh, don't remind me. I was just starting to loosen up and have fun. No one ever answers to that positively. Whereas if you ask the crowd who's got a dog, who's got a dog? Why are we breeding? Dogs are all you need. They are unconditional love in fluffy form. Dogs do what they're told for biscuits. You can leave dogs outside for days and not get arrested. It's phenomenal. What sort of dog have you got? Cavoodle, not a dog. Get out. It's an abomination. That's what that is. Has anyone got one of those Maltese shitheads? They're a confusing breed of animal, aren't they? They look like a cloud with legs. You'd think you're just going to pat a marshmallow or something, but you go to pat them, they just turn. They're just like, so, man, you need to go to rehab, mate. I love that I would never want a chihuahua. I just love the fact that chihuahuas look like even they don't understand how they survived evolution, Every single one of them's got PTSD in their DNA. They're just cowering in the corner of the backyard, just like, what is going on? How do we do that? They were dinosaurs. It's immense. Yeah, I've got 2 kids. I've got 2 boys, in fact. They're 9 and 11. And they're so spoiled. They've got far more than I ever did growing up. And they don't know how good they've got it. They're so entitled. They just want more and more and more. And it's everything. Even the simplest of things too, like cartoons. These days, these kids have got cartoons available to them 24/7, streaming services, YouTube, iPads, you name it, they can get it. Like, I grew up in the 80s, man. Like, we had cartoons once, just Saturday mornings. That was it. Yeah, that was the only window of hope you got, mate. And if you missed it, too bad, son. You were waiting another 7 days for that shit because your dad does not know how to do pre-record on a VHS. That morning was, you got up, like the Monday to Friday, you had to drag me out of bed to get to school. Saturday morning, just cartoons, and you'd sneak in too. You didn't want to wake anyone up, and you sneak in and you watch that program just an inch away from the screen with the volume turned down low. And the second that program was over, a parent would walk in, grab you by the scruff of the neck, walk you to the perimeter of the property, and just go, piss off. tip to miraculously find your way home when the streetlights came on without getting nabbed by a predator. Now, you are not allowed to do that these days. It's abuse. The police told me. So, you know, we're always learning. We're always learning. My house is full of their crap too. I'm sick of it. Just so much plastic. I feel like I'm part of the problem, you know? And it keeps coming. Just endless, needless stuff. Like even for Christmas, this past Christmas, my eldest, for whatever reason, I have no idea why this happened, he was given 3 kites. 3 of them. Yeah, correct response, by the way. That should just be silence and judgment on your end. 100%. Nobody needs that much kitery in their life. Like, who is that festive, you know? Plus, I've only got 2 kids. There's a kite spare now. Yippee! Look who's going to get involved in this crap. I don't want it. I don't even like kite flying. Do you know what kite flying is? Vegan fishing. So, no. That sounds awful, mate. Yeah? So, what are you catching there, mate? Hope. No. I don't get any time alone either, you know? Like, I love doing these sorts of gigs. I got to come down here and just starfish it on the bed by myself overnight last night. Like, nobody's calling me while I'm midway through a poo that they've hurt themselves. It's fantastic. So good. I miss being alone. I need it. I'm fantasising about entering the Survivalist series alone. Just, do you guys know that show? You love that? I love that show so much. I wish I could be on that show. The only thing is, I just don't think I'd be very good at it, you know? I don't think I could survive that well. I mean, some of you look like you could be survivors. I mean, look at this bearded man here. You look like you could do it, mate. You could store beard in your follicles, like a bit of food there, you know? You'd be fine. You look like you could punch a deer in the throat, you know? You're ready to go. I can't do that. I'm too skittish, you know? Last time I was here, I walked out of this venue when I did a performance here. I got attacked by a plover. I shat my pants. I don't know what to do. I once had a fly in underneath my sunglasses, got trapped in there, went mental. You ever had that? It was horrifying. The thing was just like, da, da. I was in a park screaming in front of strangers, just like, you know? The flies behind my sunglasses just going, do something! This is taking up half my life, you know? It took me forever. I was just punching myself in the face until I just realised all I needed to do to rectify this situation was just go, oh, there you go, mate. Couldn't do it. Some people are just better suited to survival, aren't they? Like, here's a bit of a history lesson for you. In July of 1943, the US forces liberated the island of Guam. And a Japanese soldier by the name of Shoichi Yokoi, he was still on the island. He fled into the jungles of Guam, frightened of what the soldiers would do to him. He stayed in that jungle for 28 years until he was discovered by locals. Alright, none of you seem impressed by that at all, Ulladulla. You're just like 28, not 30. Soft up. Like, come on, that's a big effort. 28 years. At any point he could have tapped out, but he didn't. Like, he clocked hide and seek, you know? Like, when he said that they asked him why he stayed in there that long, he did say that he thought the war was still going. Now, when I read that account, I did think to myself, did he though? Did he? I think I want to meet his kids before I decide whether or not he's bullshitting. You know what I mean? Like, it's phenomenal. Like, I wish I could do that. I can't. Like I said, I grew up in the country, rural South Australia, less than 1,000 people. You can walk around the town in 10 minutes. You'd think I would have learned a thing or two there. Learned nothing. Not at all. Our town was so remote. Like, we didn't even have nets. Like, I'd never heard of these things before. I guess, I don't know, they couldn't jump that far. I'm not down with the biology of nets, but now I live in Sydney. I've got 2 kids in public school. I feel like I am single-handedly propping up the knit shampoo market. Like, it's endless. Where are they coming from? I think the eggs are in the shampoo. Like, that's my war. You know what I mean? Shoichi's in the jungle hiding from US forces. I'm in the trenches fighting nets. He's Shoichi. I'm So itchy. It's that's as good as going to get from me today, by the way. Thank you. Very serious stuff. You guys are fun. This is great. We're going to crack on now, you bloody legends. We're going to bring on our next act. You might have seen her on the new series of Talking About Your Generation. She's been killing it. Get the applause going, my friends, and welcome to the stage again. Build it up, build it up. Please welcome Anissa and Ulladulla.
Hello! Oh, you guys are so sweet. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Anissa. I'm from Uganda. And when my mom was bringing me to this beautiful country, she was trying to make sure I understood what was going on. She was like, Anissa, I'm going to move you to the most multicultural part of Australia. And then I grew up in Rockhampton, Queensland. Bloody hell. Teachers would come up to me and they'd be like, excuse me, no hat, no play. I was like, I'm black, go away. I know this is going to sound silly, but when I came to Australia, I didn't know anything about you guys. And I genuinely thought that every white person was going to look like the people in the show Sex and the City. And then I got to country Queensland and I was like, this is Sex in the Caravan. I didn't care, I was so excited. So my first day at school, my teacher introduced me to everyone. She was like, guys, this is Anissa. She's from Africa. And all the kids were like, oh, even the one Indian. Oh. I was like, bugger off, Raj. I sneezed, and this one Aussie kid went, oh, I didn't know Africans could do that. What? Did you think that the white Australian kids were like, ah, choo. And as an African, I was like, ah, somebody. The annoying part is I couldn't even get crook at him because, like I said, I didn't know anything about you guys. In my school in Uganda, we had one white kid, and we bullied him brutally. I know. Now that I know you guys, I'm like, that was not the right way for us to speak to that Filipino. When I came to Australia and I saw my first redhead, I was like, what the hell is that? Are there any redheads here? Say, yeah. Hi. I was so excited to meet your people. I was really excited. I got one. So the first ever redhead I met, his name was Stuart. He was this cute little boy. He had this gorgeous red hair and these emerald green eyes. I couldn't take my eyes off of this kid. Because in Uganda, redheads get kidnapped by witches and used for spells. But I couldn't stop staring at him. And I think he looked down on me because I was from Africa. Because mid-conversation, he was like, you must be so happy that you don't live in Uganda. I was like, no, you must be so happy you don't live in Uganda. That would be scary. Now I feel very Aussie and it's weird. Do you know how strange it is to look like Whoopi Goldberg and identify as Steve Irwin? And it's annoying because I can't participate in your culture because I don't drink, because I'm Muslim, but I would love to glass people. So my mom she was sick for a while, and honestly, I didn't know if she was going to make it, but thank God she's okay now. When she was at the prime of her sickness, I brought her to see me do comedy for the first time, and I bombed horrifically. And on the ride home, she goes, I guess we are both dying. This is the joke that ruined me, okay? So I said, it was going all right, and then I said, I'm African Muslim. My boyfriend is Australian Chinese. I'm excited for us to give birth to Pauline Hanson's wet dream. This guy over here is not clapping at all. He's looking at me like, Paulie's got some good points. Yes, my boyfriend is he's Asian, and okay, so when it came to meeting his family, I was like, meeting his Aussie family is gonna be pretty chill. I was like, just tell them I'm black before I get there. He's like, I don't need to do that. I'm like, yes, you do. Just drop a couple of little hints while you're walking around the house. Drop some subtle hints, just like, oh, by the way, Mum, my girlfriend's highly likely to come first in a 100-meter sprint. So that was awesome. And then I met his Asian family. Oh, that was scary. So my boyfriend, he's an engineer. So yeah, he's autistic. And this is the most autistic thing he's ever done to me. I was getting ready to meet his Chinese grandma. I'm at her doorstep. And I was like, babe, I'm scared she's not gonna like me because I'm black. And he goes, me too, now get in. So I reckon Asian men are the sexiest men on the planet. Who's with me? You guys are mean. Really? Even the Asian woman did the same thing. Okay, so do you know what happens to Asian men when they get drunk? They go red. I also wasn't aware of this. When they get drunk, their faces turn red. So I met my boyfriend at a party, and he was getting drunk, and I saw him from a distance, turning bright red, and I made a decision. I'm gonna marry this traffic light. He's going from yellow to red, and I'm not stopping. He looks so cute. And I'm not scared of hitting on men because I used to work as a door knocker for charities. So I was like, I'm just going to hit on him using the same script. Hello, would you like to give hope to an African? You guys have been so kind. I've been in Lisa. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody! We've got 2 more acts to go, guys. Keep the applause going for the incredible Christopher Whitehouse. Well, thank you. How are you guys? Excellent. My name is Chris. I'm from New Zealand, living in Melbourne. One thing I don't like about Australians is that they like to come up and tell me that I have sex with sheep. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's what I do. I'm a Kiwi. We have sex with sheep. In New Zealand, where they're small and beautiful. Quite desirable. I mean, we look at your sheep, your desert-ridden, cross-eyed, hardly fed mongrels. We're like, whoa, let's just be friends. We can hang out and stuff, but I've been everywhere. Went to Tasmania recently, to Launceston. I like the airport at Launceston because it reminds me of my uncle's place. Yep, he also owns a shed. But Tasmania is weird. I went to a shop in Tasmania called Beds, and bought a filing cabinet. And I was in a pub in Tasmania, and this guy I'd never seen before spilt his glass of beer upon my trousers. I was like, good one, idiot. Now my trousers had beer, right, let's go. I'm going to fight you in a fight. And he went, no, don't, because I'm a lover, not a fighter. Okay, so I French kissed him. Turns out he was a fighter. Yeah. Turns out he was a very good fighter, and I think that's what hurts. The fact that he lied. But I live in Melbourne. There's lots of cyclists. in Melbourne, I don't know if you ride a bike. I don't. I drive a car because I'm an adult. So, and maybe I'm jealous. Maybe if somebody invited me cycling, like if somebody phoned me up and said, "Hey, Christopher, how would you feel about shaving your legs and dressing up like a can of Fanta? Yeah, we'll go and exercise in front of people while they're late for work." I'll be like, "Well, that sounds hilarious. Yeah, can we stop off at a cafe and clip-clop about ridiculous shoes?" But whenever I see a cyclist, I'll be in my car and they'll be on their bicycles. I'll always give them a nice long friendly blast of the horn. For safety, just so they know there's an adult on the road. Most of them appreciate that and will always give me a thank you wobble. I mean, you still get a few bad eggs who'd rather ride into a parked car before saying thank you. But I learned that we weren't allowed within 1.5 metres of each other, cars and bicycles, 1.5 metres, so I've purchased a, jousting stick? Measuring stick for legal reasons, and you would be surprised at how many of those idiots break that law. Yeah, mostly the children, but laws are laws. I have kids and they catch a bus to school, but I walk them to the bus stop, and it's an easy walk. It's like to the end of our street, turn left, 15 metres down there's the bus stop. But a couple of months back, when we got to the bus stop, there was a weird, creepy man. You know when you look at some dudes and think, this guy's dangerous. And I'm a big believer of better safe than sorry. So now, I just walk him to the corner. And those brave little buggers, strapped to their too heavy to run with school bags, go and sit next to them, it's awful to watch. So, I'm teaching my kids to hate Christmas by buying them really shitty presents. Last year they wanted hoverboards. I googled them, they were very expensive, but they were getting recalls because they kept bursting into flames. So on Christmas Eve, I just set the Christmas tree on fire and told them we got hoverboards. Yeah, saved me a lot of money. Because I get awful presents too. Last Christmas, I got a 6-pack of white undies. Yeah, like I need that kind of pressure. Yeah, dark colour idiots. Look at me. I'm 56 years old. I just wish that when I stopped pissing, I stopped pissing. Yeah. Sometimes I get a bonus round, lucky me! And white undies are quite the storekeeper. But I've started listening to a younger person's radio station because I used to be young, and I'm just thinking about getting back into it. I'm not sure why I stopped, but I was listening to the station that's out of my demographic, it's for youngs. And I was driving along and this young hip-hop songstress called Kia popped onto the radio and started singing a song, and in the song she was basically asking people to lick her in various places. Like lick my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack was the chorus. Can you believe that? That was it. And I turned it up immediately. I was like, no siree, Bob. That's not my jam. Don't get me wrong, I'm no prude. I've been around the traps. But I have never, ever been with a girl who's asked me to lick her back. I'd be like, what, all of it? But it has such a large surface area. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't attempt for the right girl. I'm just saying that after licking her back, I am not confident that I have much left of a crack. I'll leave you with this. My watch is going off, so my contractual obligation is done. I'll just tell you about my wife. She's wonderful, she's very pretty, and she's clumsy. Like, she'll bump into things, fridge doors and doorknobs, and if you leave a drawer open, she'll just go pop herself into it. And I've got into the habit now that when she's sleeping, she gets covered in these sweet wee bruises. So when she's sleeping, I whip the covers off and get my phone and take a picture of myself and her new bruise. And I'll hold something relatively the same size and shape as the bruise and give a real sinister look, as if perhaps I created that bruise. And the only reason I do that is so that if ever in the future she tries to divorce me, I will give those photos to the judge, and then she'll have to take the kids. Yeah, it's a long game. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Christopher Whitehouse, everybody. Christopher Whitehouse. We have one more act for you guys. One more act to go. So please get the applause going for the amazing Pete Burner.
No one in this country goes to work and starts straight away, so I'm not going to be any different. Quite frankly, it would be un-Australian to be different. Now, a lot of comics write down on a little list what they're going to say, a little set list. I realised I accidentally threw the set list out, but I kept the ingredients for a stir fry, so if anyone wants something with mung beans, let me know. I'm 63 now. I turned 63 a week and a half ago. So, I know, to this room, I'm a toy boy. Hello, ladies. Or men, I have men. I've realised as my mortality looms, I've decided, I was thinking about this the other day, when I die, I want to be cremated and have my ashes mixed with cement and turned into a tripping hazard. And I've realised too, as I've gotten older, with all that's going on in the world, and every day there's more misery coming down the pipe, I've got to the point where I just don't care. I can't care anymore. I can't care about anything. I try, like I turned on the telly the other day and they're talking about ISIS brides who can't get home from Syria. And I'm thinking, I could have told you that before you left. That's what TripAdvisor's for. Look it up. But I decided today, as I was out in the back thinking about this, instead of going down the track and just sort of, because I've got to the point now where I would just, maybe it's just me, but I would like to turn on the news at 6 o'clock and just once have Peter Oden look at me and go, I got nothing. So with all that's going on in the world, I wanted to take a different tack. I wanted to try to do something positive and uplifting. And something happened to me very recently because sometimes I fly for work. Not as often as I used to, career's going very well. I spend a lot of time at home now watching daytime TV, and if you watch a lot of daytime TV, you'll know from the commercials that you're a burden to your family. But I was travelling, I had to fly for work, and when I fly, I only take hand luggage. I don't take I don't take a bag, I don't want to have to check a bag. It's become, no one does it for you, you've got to do it yourself. You turn up at the airport, all these people struggling to work out how to become baggage handlers, and I don't want to do that. I like hand luggage, you walk straight by onto the plane. I don't trust what happens to your bag after it goes under the ground. I don't. After what happened to Chappelle Corby, I don't know. Do you remember the Chappelle Corby thing? It was in the news. Do you remember this? She wrote a book about her experiences called My Story. Did you read this book? I bought it, I didn't read it, but I cut the middle out and that's where I keep my stash. Because, you know, I don't think the police are on the lookout for irony. So when I travel, when I go to the airport, I only take hand luggage. I turn up with a backpack, I walk straight past everyone struggling to check their bags in, put it on the conveyor belt, through security, pick it up, off to the plane. Simple. Every now and then, obviously, I get stopped for the explosive test. Yeah. The last time I had the explosive test done to me, it was done by a Middle Eastern bloke, and I thought, look at that, that's progress. So I turned up at the airport, walked up, put the backpack on the conveyor belt, it's gone through security, I've gone to pick it up, and out of nowhere a voice has gone, excuse me, is that your bag? Excuse me, buddy, is that your bag? Excuse me, sir, is that yours? And I said, yes, madam, it's my bag. And she said, do you realise you've got a Swiss Army knife in your carry-on luggage? And it dawned on me what had happened. My son, thinking he was helping, has gone, Dad's going away, he'll probably need this. Because he's a fucking idiot. And parents know that about their own children, they do. Parents know that in their heart of hearts. They look down and they go, oh, for goodness sake. You know, public school for you. And I've tried to explain this to the woman. I said, look, I'm sorry, my son did that. If you knew him, you'd understand. It'll never happen again. And I went to pick the bag up and she said, put the bag back. It doesn't work like that. We now have to confiscate the knife and get rid of it. And I'm assuming this is why the Swiss have never been in any wars, because they can't get out of the airport. And I go through, I'm standing there. Now, we've been friends for what, about 4.5 minutes now, so you've already worked out that I'm not very emotionally mature. So I don't handle this information well. I'm standing in the middle. Most adults say, here it is, we're going to confiscate the Swiss Army knife. And they go, oh, I'm awfully sorry, I shouldn't have been in there. My fault, I'm off, mea culpa. I don't react like that. I stand in the line at the airport going, well, that just sucks. Why would you take my knife? This country sucks. Why blame the Greens? You know, you've got to blame someone. Why blame the Greens? This country sucks. Why? I'm going through the 6 stages of having your knife taken, whatever they are, grief, denial, arguing, horniness, whatever they are. And so she goes, and I try to negotiate with her. I said, listen, I'm going to Coffs Harbour. I'm going to be in the air for 45 minutes, for goodness sake. What's the worst that can happen in 45? Well, the worst that can happen is I get to Coffs Harbour. Have you been? You know, and you want me to land unarmed. Have you not seen the news? Anyway, she's taken the knife, confiscated it, and I'm walking through the airport. And I have this bad habit, and I still haven't been able to shake it. And maybe if I get older and wiser, I will learn to deal with it. But I have the capacity to take a very small irritation and distill it down to its essential oil, to the point where it can just bleed through my systems and ruin my whole day. Instead of just compartmentalising it, I'm walking through the airport going, oh, this just sucks, I can't believe I took that, I can't do this. And here's a little tip for you. If you want your own armrest on a plane, when you sit down, just look at the person next to you and go, that took my knife. And you'll get it for free, the whole trip. They may even move. I'm off. So I'm sitting on the plane, I'm irritated because they confiscate my knife, I can't seem to shake the irritation. I say, listen, can we take off? I've got to get to Coffs Harbour and buy a knife. You know, what are we wasting time for? Why haven't we left yet? Oh, sir, we've got to do the safety, and we've all sat there on planes going, it's 2026, for goodness sake. Why do you have to tell me? If I can't use a seatbelt, I shouldn't be leaving the house. But they need to go through it because the lawyer said, oh, you've got to go through the safety demonstration. You have to, it's just legally, you've got to go through the safety demonstration. Because they don't really want you to survive. They don't. If they wanted you to survive, they would have replaced the light and the whistle in the life jacket sometime in the last 20 years. They would have replaced it with a GPS chip. You know? But they're still counting on the light and the whistle, kids. Not one of these lights, not I'm over here, come and get me. Just a tiny little pissy light. Just enough light that every shark that didn't see the plane crash. Oh, there was a light over there. If you think about it, all the survivors floating in the ocean with a light, to a shark it looks like a restaurant with candles on the table. It couldn't get more inviting. Hello, happy anniversary, darling, we're in Japanese. And the whistle! The whistle! I actually asked a steward, I had the audacity once to ask a stewardess, a flight attendant, always treat you like you're a half-wit. Because you go, excuse me, and they go, yes. And you go, stand up straight, talk to me properly. I said, why do we have the light? And she said, oh, you have the light to attract passing fishermen. And I said, what, the passing fishermen who didn't see the 68,000-tonne inferno hit the water? Those passing fishermen? Because I see them on the news all the time being interviewed. How did you do that, Terry? Oh, we were out having a fish and then Neville said, let's row over because there was a light and bucket, there was a plane crash. So I'm irritated by all this, right? And I like plane travel. I actually like it. I like the fact that I can put on headphones, sit in my seat, back, watching the in-flight entertainment, can't be contacted by the rest of humanity. They can leave. I'm in my own little world, watching whatever's on the TV. Unless, of course, for some reason, the in-flight entertainment freezes because the captain wants to talk. I don't understand what... Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Steve. I'm your captain. I don't care. You're a chauffeur. Drive. I mean, without the uniform, you're Uber, Steve. Because Steve thinks because he was an RAAF pilot and I flew during the war, all of a sudden he's important, mate. When it's not 1950, we're not all back here in dinner suits eating, chip cocoa van. We're all crammed in like this, having a roll that's stale. But Steve wants to tell us things he thinks we need to know. We're just on our way to our cruising altitude of 38,000 feet. Mate, anything above the buildings is gravy. If you can keep it above the buildings, I don't care, Steve. Go to the moon. No one is looking out the window going, that doesn't look like 38,000. No one cares, Steve. The only time I want to know is that if you get on the thing and go, ladies and gentlemen, for some reason our cruising altitude has dropped to 11 feet. I need to know that. Then I need to know, Steve. But if you're going to be up there, I don't care, Steve. Just let me watch 2.5 Men. But Steve doesn't show up. Steve's very important. Steve says things like, oh, just before I let you go. Yes, please. Just before I let you back to your in-flight entertainment. Yes, please. I just want to let you know the weather at our destination is 14 degrees and raining. I've already packed, sir. Nothing I can do with that information, sir. In fact, I've got a bag back there full of shorts and t-shirts. You just ruined my holiday, sir. So unless you're going to turn around so I can go home and get a jumper, shut up and drive, Steve. So all this is collapsing on me. I'm trying to work, and then something happened. And this is the important bit. Everything you've heard today, rubbish. This is the important bit. I was up there, 38,000 feet according to Steve. And I had an epiphany. And I know, a lot of you looking at me going, that's mate, there isn't the leg room. But I had an epiphany. It occurred, I was up there, I was in a little ball of angst, they took my Swiss Army knife, I can't believe it. Steve won't shut up, everything's just rotten. I've got to go home and get a jumper, I should have bought a jumper. All of that, it's cascading onto me. And then I thought, let it go. Breathe, Pete, breathe. It's just a Swiss Army knife. It doesn't need to buy it, just let it go. It's not worth ruining everything because of that. Breathe. In fact, and this is the important bit, turn the negative into a positive. Write that down. That's hashtag Ulladulla change your life. That's turn the negative into a positive. And that's what I do now. And I would encourage you to do the same thing. Now, every time I've got to go to the airport to travel somewhere, I make sure I take shit from home I don't need. I've got a garage at home so full of half-full tins of paint. You know how hard they are to get rid of? You turn up at the airport, you can't take those, and you better get rid of them before we do. Thanks a lot, folks. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good night.
Peter Burner, everybody! Lovely stuff. Rightio. That's brought us to the end of the show this morning, guys. Thank you so much for coming out. You enjoyed yourselves? Yeah? We've all had a blast. Thank you so much for coming out. And living life in colour with us all. Once again, huge round of applause to everybody that put on this amazing event. Thank you. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Another incredible round of applause to our interpreter as well. We hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Hope you guys and your ladies get some action with your ladies there. And we'll hopefully see you next year if you're still with us. So, anyway, big round of applause for all the comedians that you saw. Bye, stand up. Take care of yourself. See you later.